Well, good morning, kids. I am so excited to have you join me for our lesson this week. We are continuing our series about bugs, small creatures, big lessons. And we have learned about how the praying mantis teaches us to pray. We've learned about how ants teach us to work together in unity. And today we're going to be talking about a bug that might help us feel a little bit more comfortable in dark places because they have a very unique talent of being able to light up. Can any of you think about what bug that might be? That's right. I am talking about the lightning bug. That is exactly right. Have any of you ever seen a lightning bug? Have you ever put one in a jar like this and kind of made your own lantern? I have to say, lightning bugs are probably one of my favorite bugs because they don't really annoy you and they have that really cool talent of being able to flash light. It's almost like a natural glow stick, right? As they're in your backyard. Well, I would like to tell you a story about a character in our Bible, a person in our Bible that his face shone after he was in the presence of God, kind of like a lightning bug. Can any of you think about who that might be? All right, well, I'm going to get Peter, my little friend here, and he is going to help me tell the story. Can you say hi, Peter? Hi, he is so glad to see you. Okay, so if you watched last week, you know that every time I say the character's name, Peter is either going to sit down or he's going to stand up. And Peter would love to see you guys, wouldn't you, Peter? Peter would love to see you sit down every time I say the name or stand up, okay? And so the character is Moses. And so every time I say Moses, you're either going to sit down or stand up. I'm guessing that you are all seated. And so Peter's going to start seated as well as I tell this story from Exodus chapter 34, okay? Moses, there he is, has been leading the Israelites quite a long time in the wilderness. And you might remember those Israelites, they tend to complain and fuss along the way. Can you imagine how tired Moses must have gotten at times? Moses wasn't exactly a young man anymore. Besides that, he was constantly dealing with difficulties and problems that came as a result of leading the Israelites. Moses knew exactly where he needed to go when he needed to receive strength. It's the same place you and I need to go when we need strength as well, into the presence of God. One day, Moses returned from spending time on top of a mountain with God. There was something very different about Moses, though. The people noticed that Moses had a strong glow on his face. The glow was there because he had spent so much time talking with God face to face. And the glory of God was so strong that it radiated all over Moses' face. There was no doubt that Moses had spent time with God because that's the only thing that could have caused such a glow on his face. The glow was so strong the people couldn't even look Moses directly in the face. His face glowed too strongly from being in God's presence. So Moses had to do something about it. He had to place a veil over his face so he could just talk to the people. From that point on, whenever Moses went into God's presence to spend time with God, he would take the veil off when he was in prayer. Then when Moses left God's presence, he put the veil back on so he could glow, so that the glow of God's glory wasn't so strong and the people could actually look at him. Can you imagine, Peter? Can you imagine what that would have been like? No, I think that's hard to imagine too. What would it be like to be so obvious that you had been in the presence of God that your face glowed? Would that be so cool? That would be pretty cool. Yeah, until people couldn't look at you. Yeah, that probably wouldn't be so cool. No, no. Well, do you know that even you and I, Peter, even you and I, we can be in the presence of God, and we can let the glow of God's glory shine from us. And do you know how we do that? Okay, all right. Well, we do that by being kind to others, by serving others, we can shine our light every day. Oh, that didn't work so well. We can shine our light every day so that people know that Jesus loves them. And I'm going to give you and Peter a fun way that you can do this as soon as tomorrow even. Today is Thursday, the 30th. That's when I'm recording this. And tomorrow is May Day. Do you know what May Day is? Yes, it's a wonderful day. There's a long history about May Day, and it's when children usually make a flower or pick a bouquet and then go to a neighbor's house or somebody they love, drop it off there, ring the doorbell and run away. And then the person who gets it is kind of, you know, in awe and wonder of who dropped this off. It's a wonderful May Day tradition. And if you wrote a note in there that said, Jesus loves you or something like that, that would be a wonderful way to show God's love. Don't you think? Yeah. And you know what? It doesn't have to be May Day. You can do that any day of the week. Thank you, Peter. Can you say bye-bye? All right, we'll see you next week, okay? All right, bye-bye, Peter. I want to let you all know that we are going to be sending out little trinket gifts. This is something we do on Wednesday nights, but we haven't been able to do it for all of you now that we're having to do things online and on Zoom. So if you will somehow let me know that you watched this video, if you would like to show me a picture of a May Day basket that you made, or if you just want to say, hey, Kim, my kids watched this, this lesson about how bugs can teach us lessons, then just email that to me at kim@ehumc.org. And if we have your address, we will also send you a little gift in the mail. It's a little activity that you can do. And we'll do that every week as long as we're doing these videos. Please also remember, we want your pictures with mom. And so you can email me a picture of yourself with your mom, and we're going to be showing that during our online worship on Mother's Day. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you again.